Awesome. Well, yeah, glad to be here. How was your weekend, brother? How you doing?
It was good. It was good. How was yours?
Yeah, it was good. Nothing too crazy. Ventured out to Denver for a cool little show that me and some buddies were going to. So I was there Saturday, and then yeah, other than that, it was great watching second weekend of NFL football. So that was great yesterday. Panthers are still not doing too hot. So nothing new, but that was going on. And then I don't know if you saw, but that Cowboys game with the Giants was a pretty crazy game.
Yeah, that game was bonkers.
Yeah,
It was bonkers.
yeah, it was.
I didn't get to watch the whole game or anything, but I went back and I watched because I was off doing something on Sunday during that that 1 to 4, 1 to 3, noon to 3
Yeah,
time frame.
right.
So, but I went and watched the kind of the full highlights and stuff, and yeah, I was tracking it towards the end. I'm like, man, this ain't looking good.
Yeah,
And then tying it up in the last seconds, going back and forth in overtime, like, man, that's anxiety stricken. Even though I knew they won the game when I was watching the highlights, it's like watching that that happen in even in the replay. You're still like, man, there's no way
yeah,
they're going to be able to go back and forth and stop them again because they were playing terrible defense. Both teams
right.
didn't play good defense all game.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was interesting, and then that kicker was having a heck of a game too. So yeah, really good football we've gotten so far this year. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's like it's early to say, but I think so far it's been a pretty exciting 2 weeks.
Definitely.
I'm seeing some parity too. No one looks so much further ahead of anybody so far.
Right. Definitely.
So you went to a show in Denver.
Yep.
Anything? Well, would you guys like a concert or
Yeah,
like a live
yeah.
show?
It was a cool concert with a couple of different artists out in. It was pretty cool. It was a place called Civic Center, so it was kind of like near Capitol Hill. You could see all the cool buildings. It was outside, so it was just beautiful weather. So yeah, just a cool little concert that outside and just some good food, some good drink, and just had a good time with some friends. So yeah, it was really good. And then yeah, probably will be venturing out to Denver to live in within these next few months here. We're kind of wrapping up everything here in Colorado Springs, so that'll be exciting.
Oh, you're planning on moving to Denver?
Yeah, try to get more into the city. Some really cool opportunities have been coming up. I've been meeting more and more entrepreneurs out there in the city. Colorado Springs is great, but not too much media within the city here. So as I meet more and more individuals and just things going on and kind of settled into the Colorado area, kind of time to I think make an adjustment over there. So yeah, that should be the plan. Hopefully before the end of the year. And yeah, excited for that.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea to be a part of your biggest market, especially in what you're doing, because you're probably getting out there more often and more and more and more. So you're just putting the miles on, right?
Yep, exactly. And so yeah, I mean, if you're there, 3 times a month, hotels just for 3 nights almost adds up to a month of rent at some time. So yeah, just really great and a really cool city, really great opportunity there. So yeah, Colorado, nothing wrong with Colorado Springs, but just like you said, big market there, a lot of great opportunity.
That's cool. That's cool. That'd be exciting for you.
Yeah,
and you're
100%.
not, you haven't dug your roots in so deep in Colorado Springs in a short amount of time you've been there. So that's cool.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, the weekend for me was interesting. Like, so Friday, no football on this Friday, but my daughter had her first volleyball game. So we went,
Nice.
drove about a half an hour and went and watched her play volleyball. And then some friends of ours that we've kind of met through her friendship in school, they invited us to go out on Saturday with them, not necessarily, but meet them. So they north of Manitowoc, they have a plot on a campsite that they, I guess, do during the summer or something, right? They put a trailer up, like a pull behind really nice trailer out there, and they just leave it out there all summer. And they go up there on the weekends and camp with their kids and stuff. And
Yep.
not a huge like giant campground or anything special from a standpoint of like amenities, but just a place to get away, I think. So we're like, it's funny because when, we're in our 40s and, we lived through our 20s and a little bit of our 30s when our kids were really, really young. We used to have quite a few friends that we used to go and hang out with, and it was nothing to just go out and do something or make a plans to go somewhere. We basically had pets, and it was like, okay, can we do something with the pets? Let's go. So it's, it's crazy through we haven't done this on purpose, but it's like when you start to get older and you grow a family. And with me, it's like I spend all my time during the week. If I'm not working on the business and meeting people through the business, I'm at home, decompressing and eventually going to bed and getting up early the next day and doing it all over again, right? And on the weekends, it's pretty much like catch up with the kids and my wife because they don't see me all week really. And everything else besides like church on Sundays and friends through church, it kind of goes away. And it's not on purpose, not like that we want to be antisocial or anything. It's crazy how the last 10 years that's what it's turned into.
100%.
But at the same time, like what I mentioned this to my wife on Friday night when we think about, hey, do we really want to go do this? I'm like, we haven't done this on purpose, but we've kind of like separated ourselves from everybody. You know what I mean? Even folks like that we know well through the one place that we kind of get social, which is church. We're so exhausted from the week. We just don't want to even do anything fun with other people. Not because we don't like being around other people, because just like, man, I just need to breathe. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like we get invited to this thing after the game. They're like, hey, do you guys want to come out to the campsite? They're doing like, apparently this whole community at this campsite at the end of the summer, they, as like a last hurrah, they do like early trick-or-treating, right? Everybody kind of decorates their campsite like with all their stuff, and you walk around and you get candy, right? And the adults get like adult beverages and funky things for them, and the kids get candy. Yeah. And we kind of look at each other and I'm like, it's up to you, hon. So I totally threw it on her, and she's like, yeah, sure. Yeah. And then we talked about it, and you could tell that she had some anxiety. She's like, oh, I just wanted to relax all weekend. I'm like, listen, this is what I said to her, and I'm not throwing her under the bus at all because I know she felt the same way. One of us just needed to say it, and it was like I said to her, hey, I know we both want to just kind of relax, and we don't always get weekends to do that, and there's plenty of stuff to fix, and there's plenty of stuff to, to get accomplished and clean around the house. But I go, if we don't start accepting sometimes and showing up for when people invite us to do things, people are just going to stop inviting us to things. We're just going to be those people, and we didn't even have to say anything else after that. We both knew that, okay, we're going to do this. And I'm really glad we did. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of eye-opening because I don't really do campground stuff very often, like where people like stay there a lot. And even though I'm going camping this weekend, but it's at somebody's property way up north. But you go up there and it's like some people live there. Mm-hmm. Some people like just second home there. They just pay for this site all year. And then some people just go up on weekends or camp every once in a while, right? Mm-hmm. But we got up there and we kind of hung around their campsite, and then we walked around with the kids, and the family that invited us, they had a little cart and they had like Jello shots in the cart, and everybody they're walking around to, everybody knew each other by name. So it's like this little community, and people are driving around in golf carts. Like there was one dude dressed up like Ricky Bobby, driving around in a race car, golf cart, and anytime someone drives by, they stop and they give them a shot, and they're like trading drinks like their business cards. Yeah. But I was just thinking the whole time I was there, and I can't stop my mind from thinking like this anymore. At first, I was thinking, I wonder what it's like just having, how much it costs just to have one of these here. And then immediately my mind goes, how much land is here? How many plots are here? How much does it cost per day, per week, per month? And how much are the people that own this making? Yeah, right. My mind immediately goes to the business side of it. Some of them don't. Some of the plots don't have any power or sewer or any of that kind of stuff. Some of them do. And I think they charge different prices for those. And I'm like, man, if there had to at least been a couple hundred spaces at this small campground for people to, camp out. Right. And, let's say it's a third of each and they're charging like $30 a night and $50 a night and $60 a night or something. I mean, that adds up pretty quick. And I'm sure there's probably some deals for like, hey, if you reserve it for a month or 3 months or all year, you probably don't pay that much per day or per night. But it's got to be a relatively low, like there was an office building and there was a building there that had like a little shop, like a trading post and like bathrooms. But there was very little kind of upkeep on the property type of stuff outside of like keeping the grass cut in certain spots and stuff. So I'm like, man, you don't have to have a lot of employees to maintain this and run this.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're paying some county taxes or some costs for electric and stuff like that ongoing.
Right.
But man, it's got to be a pretty good cash flowing business deal.
Yeah, 100%. I would think so. Yeah.
So I thought it'd be a good thing to bring up on the show. It's like, man, if you thought about it, they've, my math isn't that good to be able to run the numbers in my head, but if you can see easily if you're saying $30 a night times, even if it was 100, right? So that's what, 3,000 just there. Mm-hmm. Let's say it's 200 spots. Now we're talking 6,000 every day.
Yeah.
Push that out to a month. There's no way the expenses to run those grounds is that much.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm like, why am I running an IT company?
Yeah. Right.
Why am I running this other stuff? Anyway, but seriously, what else could you do with 40 acres, 80 acres or something like that? I don't know. Got my mind spinning.
Yep. Makes you think.
Yeah, for sure.
It does.
For sure. Why just go buy land to have it all your own and just make some money?
Right. 100%.
Anyway, what do you got going on this week?
This week, pretty much nothing too crazy, kind of same old. Get some videos. We're running through, did some voiceover scripts with some clients today. So I got some of that going on, got some testimonials going on, podcast shows. So pretty much a normal week for us. Sneeze is coming.
Here it comes.
Whoa. It did not come there. It did not come there.
I do that to my son all the time. I see his face, he starts sneezing. I'm like, ah.
Yep.
And he's like, man, I wanted to sneeze so bad.
That's usually how it goes when people see it and then you're thinking about it, but it didn't come out that time, so it might come later. But then other than that, a new episode of Pivot Poker. It's pretty much ready to go out tonight, but I was hesitant to release it tonight because it's a doubleheader Monday Night Football. So I'm all, whenever we're posting things, you're just always thinking about, what's going on in the world and things of that nature. So that should be going live tomorrow morning. Pretty cool episode of a guy that talks more about kind of mindset and that kind of thing going into the poker world. So that's kind of what the whole podcast is about, is, going outside just the basic poker stuff and pivoting, hence the name Pivot Poker.
Over to the psychology of poker.
Yep, exactly. So that'll be interesting. And then, other than that, just business as usual. So looking forward to it. How about yourself?
Well, we've got our show coming up that we're going to record. That's going to come out a time later.
Yep.
We've got ours. I'm excited to do that.
That'll be tomorrow. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's I've done a little bit of looking into who we're going to be meeting with and talking to and kind of some of his background. So I'll be interested to pick his brain.
Yeah,
on a few things.
Definitely.
That'll be fun.
Yep.
Going to be in Chicago on Wednesday so we're partners with a company called Sophos, which is an international kind of cybersecurity company. They do everything from antivirus and anti-ransomware, like software that you're going to put on your computer or your phone or something to protect it, to physical firewall security at a location, to virtual firewalls. And they do all other kind of services around cybersecurity for business and stuff. So, but they're headquartered in the UK, but they're big in the US, big globally and stuff. And I've been partnering with these guys since we opened the business back in 2016, even with some other companies I used to work for.
Nice. So
they've got an event coming up on Wednesday in Chicago. I think it's kind of a training thing. I think it's some techs and sales type training for some of their new platforms that they're releasing, and security operations center stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. Nice.
But my business partner, Joe, he's kind of the head of our tech stuff. He's like, you should come to this. And I'm like, okay. All right.
Nice.
I'm going to Chicago for it starts at like 10, gets done around 3 or 4.
Nice.
So we won't be recording a show from here that day. Might try to figure something out, do something on the road, just to get some content in for the show and comment on what we did and what we had happening. Was going to do a different event, this manufacturing event tomorrow in Chicago, and then stay overnight. But we decided not to do that because too much other stuff going on. We've got a new company that we've partnered with that sends us billing services leads, and those leads just started coming in today. So 3 of them came in today.
Nice.
So I worked a few of those, talked to one of them right after the show today. I'm going to follow up with another one because they're out in the East Coast and their office probably closes and this doctor's probably sitting at her desk. So we'll see.
Nice.
I get a hold of her, but I've got a meeting already booked with one of them.
Cool.
At 5:15, 6:15 Eastern with one. She's out in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Oh, nice. My hometown.
Exactly.
Good stuff. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. So she is what kind of doctor? I think she's mental health. Yeah, she's mental health. And she's looking to get some credentialing done. So
nice.
That's where, we help them fill out a bunch of paperwork so that they can accept patients that have insurances from other networks.
Yeah.
So that she can get reimbursed for providing services to folks that need what she does. So we'll see. And it's not a big lead. It's actually not even one that they are supposed to send to us because it's such a small opportunity. We have like a threshold, like, hey, you're supposed to send us these and better. But they sent it to us by accident. So we're going to get a refund on that lead, but I'm going to work it anyway.
Good stuff. Cool. Love to hear it.
So that's what's going on with us this week. New lead opportunities.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. Love to hear it. Pipeline full.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear, speaking, kind of flipping back around, we were talking sports a little bit before. Did you see, I didn't get to watch any of the games, but I'm going to try to catch up on some of that this week. But for Banana Ball, I'm a fanatic about that stuff.
Yeah.
The Bananas, I think they were playing, I want to say the Tailgaters. But they sold out 2 days in a row, Yankee Stadium.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, they're really doing their thing right now, it seems like.
Yeah, they were on, I guess they were on, I saw a clip on it. They were on Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, nice.
So they opened up the show with this big dance routine, and they offered Jimmy Fallon a spot on the roster. And,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I saw they brought, so every game they do this cool thing. I don't know if you've ever seen any of it, but like second or third inning, they usually bring someone out and they talk about their nonprofit that they have, which is called Bananas Foster.
Nice.
So they're really big into foster care and stuff. And
love that. And
then they'll bring out a family from that local community and recognize them for all the great, foster care work they're doing with kids and stuff. But they brought out Peele. What's his first name? The comedian.
Jordan Peele.
Or not Peele, but Key.
Oh, Key. Yeah, or it might be Jordan Key. One of them's name is Jordan, but yeah.
Yeah, the taller one.
Yep. The bald. He's bald and tall.
Bald
yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So apparently he was in foster care and got adopted.
Okay.
He grew up in that whole scenario, and
Okay.
they brought him out.
Okay, cool.
And I didn't see the whole thing, but I want to watch it live before I talk too much about it. But that whole thing is really cool to me too, because I grew up in foster care. That's kind of, it's part of my identity growing up through that kind of stuff. And
definitely.
So it's cool to see a big organization kind of giving back to that and stuff. So that was cool. But I haven't seen any of the highlights. I haven't seen any of the guests outside of that. They always bring in, so I'm guessing they had some pretty heavy hitters because what they usually do is they bring out, let's say, players from the last 10 to 15 years and they have them hit or they have them pitch like in the game.
Nice.
And it matters. Like if they hit or they strike out or whatever.
Definitely. 100%.
So we'll see who they bring out and do that
good stuff.
Yeah,
Love it. They're doing their thing. Good to see.
For sure. All right, man. Well, that's about all I've got today.
Yeah.
We got some good show in. Where are we at? We're right around 20 minutes or so. So that's about where we want to be.
Yeah. Good stuff. And then tomorrow we can kind of talk about, how the Monday Night Football went. And, I'll keep my eyes out on the business news as the week starts as well. Maybe we'll get some good stuff. But yeah, other than that, great show. And excited to record our legacy show for the guests to watch here in a few weeks as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. All right, bud. We'll talk to you later. Have a good
See
afternoon,
you tomorrow.
everybody. Thanks so much for joining us on episode 64, 63, 64.
That sounds right to me.
64 of the daily BLP. Take care, everybody.
See you guys. Take care.